There we go.
What up? What up? Sup?
Hi,
Hello.
internet denizens. How are
Hello, internet.
how are you doing on this Tuesday?
Hope you're doing well.
That'd be ideal.
We're back. Three streams 3 days in a row. What the fuck?
Oh, that's right. You did. You. Oh boy, you must be tired.
Yeah, a little. I'll be fine.
All
This is
right.
the last day this week that I'm doing a stream.
Oh, good.
I'm not doing any other streams this week. I gotta prep for Debbie stuff.
That's probably for the best.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, who spelt "damn" the wrong way? What's happened?
Oh, I spelled damn the wrong way. I did
Oh,
damn
yes,
as in the
that's-
curse. Oopsie.
So to shuck up.
Oops, we're gonna fix that.
Well, poor spelling aside, welcome.
I'm used to spelling damn as in the swear. Shut the fuck up.
You never had one of those punny
Learn about the
posters.
damn.
Your middle school never one of those punny posters about beavers, huh?
I guess. I don't know. It must be. I'm spelling damn the wrong way. Probably
Yeah.
running over.
It happens.
Shadow the Hedgehog's my favorite. Shadow the Hedgehog's favorite swear word. God damn it.
Anyways,
Asshole.
welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry, everyone's favorite game about cicadas. Herbert Hoover would be most disappointed in you. In fairness, we're already very disappointed with Herbert Hoover, so you know you can go kick rocks.
He can go fuck himself.
He knows what he did.
Oh man.
Everyone's second least favorite Hoover.
But anyway, last time on Higurashi, we finished up the festival, and we learned about what happened with the dam incident and the
Yes.
dismembered body.
And we learned that crimes occurred. What kind of crime? It doesn't sound good.
Well, doesn't sound great.
Doesn't sound like a great time.
No. No, didn't.
No. Shall we find out what happened? And how
Steph
upset
get
we
to
should
voice a crazy character today? Who knows?
be? Well, we'll find out.
Hmm.
Let's head on in.
Only one way to find out, right?
That's the idea? Alright, we looked at the tips, yeah? Yep.
Yeah,
My
we did,
favorite-
'cause
my favorite
it was
was-
a different news article.
My favorite was the one where it's just like, there wasn't an article about this incident.
Housewife murder. There was no article. What?
This didn't
That
get a
was
write up in the
spoiler.
paper.
It was great. Good morning. Nice job yesterday, Kate-chan.
You didn't do so badly yourself, Mion. Yesterday was fun.
Oh, that's right. Keiichi, thank you very much. For Mr. Bear.
I'm glad you like it. Don't use it as a pin cushion, though.
Oh,
What?
I use it as a pincushion all the time. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't.
we're in class now.
Still chatting happily, we enter the classroom. At the moment I stepped into the room, a splashing sound and a nasty sensation.
Uh-oh.
It was a bucket filled to the brim with water, and unfortunately my foot stepped right into it.
Oops.
You know something?
My now, how diligent of you to mop the floor this morning.
You know something wacky is about to happen because this music cue has come in.
Yup. And Salsa goes right in front of it.
Clomp, 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 whip, whiff.
Keiichi flicked my forehead. You should set a more brutal trap next time.
Seeing that, Reina began to swoon as Mion looked on in disbelief. Now, to be fair, they're also called spaghetti westerns because they're all incredibly violent. But yes, they are called that because they're made in Italy, that is true.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay. What do we call the Avatar Last Airbender a hamburger shonen?
Hamburger shonen.
Jesus Christ.
Now I want a stupid fight to break out among weebs on whether they should be called hamburger shonen or hot dog shonen.
Oh my God.
Let that be the stupid fight that consumes the internet. Then I could laugh at it at least.
Oh, can we start that firestorm? And just be sitting there in the corner just like, yes,
I want to start it. I want it to generate spontaneously so I can just laugh from afar.
Well, it needs to start somehow, though. Before we can do that. They're called spaghetti westerns because the directors also make the meatballs. God damn it.
Look, Crimson, look. Just because actual spaghetti western director Sergio Leone once made a movie called Duck You Sucker because he was convinced this was a real idiom in the English language, and no amount of people telling him that no one says that could convince him otherwise does not mean they're ridiculous stereotypes.
Chili dog shonen peaked in the 90s. God fucking damn it. Also, hi Crimson and Haste the Guy. Welcome. Hot dog shonen are shows I know are bad for me and give me the runs. That's great, Andrew. That's fucking great.
Oh, print it. Someone clip this and post it on the Twitter. Anyways.
I got you. Clip.
Where was I?
That's for later.
Indeed. Everything was the same as always. Oh, right. Everybody was there and nothing felt out of place. You fool, you've cursed yourselves.
Famous last words.
The uncertainties I had in the back of my mind since yesterday had vanished, only to be replaced by new uncertainties.
What is it, Keiichi? Didn't get enough sleep, maybe?
Maybe? I feel like every time she says maybe, I should just automatically say a second maybe.
That's her shtick.
Yep, it is.
It's sticky. I slept like a log, but if you want, I'll do a reenactment during class.
You shouldn't do that.
Mion alerted us that the teacher was coming, so everyone shuffled off to their seats. Are they going to do schoolwork at school? What are the odds?
Oh,
it's a new character.
Teacher. Hello, Miss Chie. Good morning, everyone. So yesterday was the festival. Thank you to all the people who stayed until the very end to help clean up.
Is this character in the anime? I have zero recollection of this.
Is. She is.
Let's see. What,
oh my god. I don't like the remake.
Yeah, the remake's always got the weirdest art because everyone's really chesty for no... The remake art somehow looks more uncanny than the original art, which is extremely amateurish. But you can see what they're... But I feel like it's not trying to be sexy, and that makes it less odd.
Yeah, I forget who voices her in the original show's English dub, but Macy Ann Johnson voices Miss Chie in the two in Go and Sotsu.
Interesting.
The recent ones.
All right. Poutine shonen.
God damn it.
All right.
Babe, no. That's just Degrassi.
Should it be baguette shonen or croissant shonen? Or shoujo?
I remember the teacher the most from the child abuse arc, which showed how horrible child protective services apparently is in Japan.
That's what I've heard. Social services aren't great. Same hat, Andrew. Same hat. We were all slackers, so none of us actually helped clean up. Actually, I had a feeling that the only thing we did was run around the festival and cause a ruckus.
Whoops.
Okay then, this time of year you might see some people here from out of town doing interviews about the festival for magazines.
I thought it was the usual stuff, so I was going to tune it out. But then I noticed the different tone in her voice and started paying attention.
You may be asked questions. Please don't say anything silly or something that could be taken the wrong way.
It's looking very grim.
Do you understand?
In unison, everyone replied, "Yes, ma'am." What she said was really vague, but I understood what she was trying to say. After all, this was the 5th year. There was probably lots of third-rate reporters pouring in, hoping something regarding the curse had happened. It did nothing. It did nothing but perpetuate the village's bad image. you're completely you're right. That's what it is, isn't it? She's Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff is mad you fell asleep during her song, and she is going to write things on your face. She was spouting. She was saying, "Don't spout stupid shit you think is funny." And now
Right.
I was one of the ones who needed to keep their mouths shut. I found it rather cute how I felt a sense of unity from such a trite thing, if I do say so myself.
I don't know if you want to feel that way, bud.
Yeah.
Oh, school's out for summer.
I was summoned to club activities after school. Since everybody was still pretty tired from yesterday, we just spent the day relaxing. Yeah, that wasn't happening.
Of course not. Today, let's play a classic game of deduction. How about this one?
Oh, a game from overseas. Looks interesting.
Uh-oh, what is it?
The instructions are in English, but the rules don't seem that hard.
I have a theory I know what it is. Let's see if that pans out.
Uh-oh.
I won't lose, you hear? I'm not too bad at this game.
It seems that Reina didn't handle this kind of game very well.
Uh-oh. The rules are, the person who can match the murderer, weapon, and the scene of the crime wins. We're playing Clue, fuckers.
Cluedo, bitches! Sadly, this version does not come with Tim Curry. You have to make your own Tim Curry at home.
Dang it.
There were three, and your own Martin Mull, etc. It's very unfortunate. There were three kinds of cards comprised of suspects, weapons, and locations. Of course, there's a Halo cookbook, man. I don't know what's in it. I'm kind of curious to know what's in it. Is it like thematic, or is it just like, Cortana salad or something? I can see that the names Mion and Rika were written on the suspect cards. Oh, a card with my name on it as well. There are plenty of different weapons too, like knives, axes, and poison.
Oh my
The
god.
locations are pretty nice too, like the living room, the study, and the courtyard.
So basically, you take out one of each of the cards. These are the answer cards. So we shuffle the remaining cards and hand them out. We ask each other about the cards and figure out the right ones.
Ah, I see. So the cards nobody has are the true perpetrators.
And then you raise your hand if you know the answer.
I couldn't tell you, Andrew. I played one Halo game. I don't really know. You shoot aliens, I think? I don't know.
My only experience with Halo is playing Capture the Flag with my stepbrother when we were kids. And then he would get pissed because I would usually camp in the corner and shoot him and get rid of him.
Yeah, I'll do it.
The game ends and we check if the answer is correct. If you're right, then you get a point. If you're wrong, then you lose a point.
Can Master Chief even take that suit off? Is he a person?
Since the game ends, even if no one gets it right, all the cards are gathered up and redistributed.
You'll learn as you go. You really have to use your brain.
Look, man, look. I had a first-person shooter that I was very into when I was a teenager, and that game was Half-Life. All right, it had a gravity gun, and I could pick up buzzsaws and cut things in half with it, and that was rad.
Andrew,
I'm sorry.
Andrew, you've been dating me for over 4 years now. Of course you know I'm a fucking video game casual. What else do you expect from me at this point?
Let's see.
You'll get confused if you don't take notes.
Yeah.
The rest of you can figure out by playing. So Mion, what's the penalty this time? Everybody directed their attention to Mion.
Let's see. We're all still a little tired from yesterday, so maybe we'll take it easy with a gopher penalty?
You go fetch
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Gopher.
Yeah. You'll be asked to rush about and buy stuff for everyone.
So just being asked to go buy stuff like drinks and candy, I guess? I feel like the penalty today is pretty simple.
Excuse me.
Well,
I wonder, is it really?
it's debatable.
Is Keiichi thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah. You don't know what you'll have to go buy.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I'm betting Mion would send out whoever loses to buy, like, hemorrhoid cream or happy family planning manual or other crazy stuff. The cards were lightly...
I was about to say, are we watching Paranoid Agent now?
Possibly. The card...
Happy family planning.
The cards were lightly shuffled and passed out to each player. The real perpetrator, the correct weapon, and the scene of the murder have been taken out, so that means all the cards I have in my hand are innocent cards.
Then, I'll go first since I'm the club president, I guess. Well then, Mion, knife, study.
You pick one suspect, weapon, and murder scene and ask the other players. If you have any of those cards, you must say, I have one. However, you don't need to say which one you have. Yeah, I got it.
Me too. I have one. Oh my, all of them are here.
3 people answered when she asked if they had Mion, knife, and study. So that means that Mion, knife, and study are all in the clear. Gotta jot that down.
A little bit different than how you normally play Clue.
There's no... they clearly just have the cards. There's no, like, board, I guess.
Right. Well, no, they mentioned all the... No, that would be the cards too. Never mind. I was about to say they mentioned all the locations. I'm like, no, they wouldn't necessarily need a board for that.
How much you wanna bet the board is missing, and this is all they have left?
I would not be surprised, actually.
Yeah.
Then I'll go. Rena, Axe, Lounge.
Yeah, Raina would choose the axe.
Of course.
Only 2 people said they had one, so it means out of Raina, Axe, and Lounge, one of them is correct and is part of the crime. No, wait, even if they say they have one, they don't have to say how many. It's possible that either Satoko or Rika-chan has 2 of the cards.
Well, Kei-chan is next. Go ahead.
Well, wait just a little. I'm still sorting things out. The game has me thinking more than I thought. Oh man, this feels like it's going to be tough.
All right. Now I have the criminal.
What? Already? Here I am spinning around in circles and Mion just now raises her hand.
Are we gonna hydrate? Oh no. Did you get water tonight?
I did.
Good. The murderer is Rika-chan in the infirmary with the poison. Well,
I mean, do you want to claim a hot take too? I'll see if I can drudge one up for you.
God, I never have one.
Mion drew the cards from the box and we checked to see if her deduction was right.
I was right. All I needed was one more hand. I couldn't tell whether it was poison or a pistol. I never use a pistol. I like killing them slowly with poison.
Jesus, Rika.
Rika-chan said such a hugely terrifying thing with such a sweet little face. Everyone was making a commotion about how they almost had it. Reina and I were left out in the cold, though.
How did you do, Keiichi? I couldn't get it at all.
Don't worry, I had no idea either.
How can you both... Oh, wow. Wrong voice. How can you both be so unsure? You both end up in last place together at this rate.
That's even worse. Going off buying something sounds tougher as a couple. What if we end up having to buy the Happy Family Planning Manual?
Oh, God.
I can tell from Keiichi's expression that he's not very good at this game.
What? That's not true.
Rika says the darndest things.
I'll show you the true power of Sherlock Maibara during the next round. Is he gonna be Sherlock Holmes or Herlock Sholmes?
Yeah, which version?
My, that sounds just wonderful. I shall give you quite the thrashing.
After that, I managed to somewhat grasp the trick behind the game, but I was still always a step or two behind. I saw that Mion was somehow gleaning information from how the others were asking their questions. That level of experience was just too much. The only way I could stage a comeback is if I became ruthless.
So, as per usual.
Yes. I tossed out the simple concept of deduction and switched over to the thought process needed to win. The important thing isn't to find out the criminal, it's to win at the game. Eureka!
Oh.
Sorry, need to go to the bathroom. Take your time.
Take your time and squeeze out a nice one. God damn it, Mion.
Jesus Christ.
Me-chan, that's gross.
I had them hold off the game and headed down the hall. The air was crisp. It showed just how stagnant the air in the classroom was from our body heat. On the school grounds, some of our classmates are still playing around. After spending some time cooling my head, Reina made her way over towards me.
Keiichi, did you call for me?
Yeah, I did. As I got up from my seat, I winked over at Reina. I'm glad it worked out. I don't want to waste much time, so I'll get right to the point. Reina, what's your record at this game we're playing today? She was taken aback. After a moment, she hesitantly opened her mouth.
Well, all losses. Why do you ask, I wonder?
I could tell from how apprehensively she was playing. The way things are going, I will as well. I can't figure out a way to pull off a last-minute comeback on this one.
So I guess both of us will be taking that penalty?
Hey, don't accept defeat already. How about we win this? Both of us.
But how can we?
I brought my lips up to Reina's ear.
Is that allowed?
Did you forget, Reina? The second rule of our society. Do everything in your power to obtain victory.
Yeah, I'll try my best.
Our plan of attack was a quite rudimentary one. At the beginning of the game, everyone would be forced on their own hand for a while, taking notes and whatnot. Since our seat were right next to each other, we reveal our hands to each other. So just basic cheating, gotcha. If we did it under the desk, nobody would know. No one will ever know. We'd begin the game with twice as much information as everyone else.
Oh my god.
Having this much information would mean we need to investigate less. With this sort of plan of attack, we start off with a big lead over the other guys.
Yeah, with this we can probably win.
We both smirked at each other. If I was the shady businessman, then Reina was the corrupt senator. Pleasure doing business with you.
And let's hurry back. We'll work as a duo to surprise everyone.
Hey now. There's no point if we go back together. It would be like flat out telling them we made a little arrangement.
Oh, sorry. Then what should we do?
Go back ahead of me, Reina. I'll take my time coming back after washing my face or something.
Okay, got it.
Reina turned around and headed back to the classroom. I guess I should wait a bit longer before going back. If I went too soon, it wouldn't seem like I went to the bathroom. If Mion or one of them suspected something, then there could be problems.
Oh, they're not stupid, Keiichi.
Well, they'd figure it out sooner or later, because both Reina and I would start winning over and over again. Both Reina and I will have to earn enough points to avoid being the losers by the time Mion realized what was happening. Excellent. Not bad at all.
Maebara! May I have a moment?
Huh? It's the teacher. Man, things were just getting good. What is it? I'm a bit...
You have a guest. Please make your way to the entrance. Oh boy.
A guest? It's not like I own a hotel.
They have been waiting. Please hurry.
Right before my big match was pretty bad timing to have a visitor, but the very fact that someone was here to see me was strange enough to pique my interest. I didn't want to waste any time, so I decided to take care of it quickly.
It ain't happening quickly, is it?
Well, I know he's about to see, do you?
I'm pretty sure I know.
Yeah. The entryway was a heavy contrast from the hot sunlight and deep shadows. There he is!
There he is!
Waiting there, looking uncomfortably warm, was a middle-aged man, his tie sloppily loosened and his jacket tucked underneath his arm.
Oh, hey, alright.
He's still,
Okay, he doesn't look bad in all the versions.
He's like portly, but also kind of buff.
Yeah.
I don't think this artist knows how to draw overweight people.
It's not buff like,
He looks like a sumo wrestler.
Yeah, it's not buff like,
Yeah, photography man whose name is escaping me as well.
I forgot his name already. God, he is large.
The description makes him sound like he's a Rodney Dangerfield character.
In the original, he looks like he's pregnant with a brisket.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
God damn it, Andrew.
his tummy starts too high up. Hey, are you Maibara-san? Keiichi Maibara-san? There's no question that he wasn't a resident of Hinamizawa, and that this was without a doubt the first time he had met me. Ever since I met Tomitake-san, it seemed I was fated to meet middle-aged men.
Tomitake, that's the name I'm thinking of.
That's right. Who might you be? I have the AC on in my car. Let's talk there. It's a bit hot here, don't you think?
Uh-oh.
The man, completely ignoring my question, pointed over to his car parked near the gate and began walking. You've got to be kidding me. I had no intention of going along with some geezer I didn't even know, and he was asking me to get in his car with him? I'm not gonna bite. Come on now. He opened the back door of his car and called me over. I didn't like this old man, but I wanted to know what this was about, even while knowing that conversations that start out like this have never led to anything good.
Well, you would be right, buddy.
Yep. The inside of his car was pretty cool. Cars with air conditioners were supposed to be a luxury. My dad didn't have one in his car, at least. Please let me know if it's too cold for you, okay? I have a habit of cranking it all the way up. So, what business do you have with me? Out of spite, I decided to ignore his remark in the same way he did to me and started my own line of questioning. He pulled out a notepad from his pocket and took a picture that was stuck between the pages. On it was the face of a pretty goofy-looking guy. If you know anything related to this individual, then please tell me. Who the heck is this? I doubt even his close friends would be able to recognize who he was from this expressionless picture that looked like it was taken at the DMV. There were scribbles on his shirt done in permanent marker, starting with yours, Maibara-san, and quite a few of your classmates signed as well. Huh? This is Tomitake-san? There was no hint of his usual unreliable and easygoing personality in this photo. This was an expressionless, half-asleep face. Then do you know this woman? Even before seeing it, I had a good idea of who it was. I don't remember her name, but she's some lady who was with Tomitake-san last night. I didn't know what her name was, but I did know she was a resident of Hinamizawa. When was the last time you saw these two? The night of the Wada Nagashi. We spoke. They seem pretty close, I guess. Did anything bother you about them? Anything is fine. Go ahead and say it. Being asked for every little detail is very troubling, honestly. I had a pretty good idea of who this guy was by now. Did something happen to them? There was no response to my inquiry. Thus, I replied to the silence in kind. I was pretty sure, no certain, that this guy was a cop. Then why? Why was he asking me about Tomitake-san? Did something happen to him? More importantly, why me? Shouldn't there have been plenty of other people who knew more about him than I did? The roar of the air conditioner felt unbearably loud. After a long pause, he finally spoke again. You moved here just recently. Isn't that right, Maibara-san? Are you aware, I wonder, about the stories of Oyashiro-sama? My heart began to race. I'm pretty terrible at hiding things. It probably showed in my face. Not at all. If you don't, then that's fine. Well, I have heard of it. Tomitake-san told me, actually. How much do you know about it? The dismemberment killing, the accidental death, the death by illness followed by suicide, and the lady who was beaten to death. The incidents that always happened the day of the Wada Nagashi, ending in suspicious deaths. I don't think Tomitake-san would have kept anything from me. I think that was everything. No, rather, I didn't want to think there was anything more than that. Ebara-san, do you believe in the curse? Feel free to speak openly about it. I don't believe in it. My answer was instant. It wasn't so much that I didn't believe in it as I was on the verge of believing. I wanted to clear away my own doubts. That was the more prominent feeling. Really? Then that's great. Guess you really are one of those city-raised boys. So what if I don't believe? I have friends waiting, so could you get to the point? The man in the picture is dead.
Well, bye, Tomatake.
Yep, my mind went blank. Huh? What happened to Tomatake-san? It would seem he died last night. That was the night of the Watanagashi. Do you understand the implications behind that, Meibara-san? Implications? No, not at all. Not any for the cause of his death or the reasons behind it. The real problem was that he died on the day of the Watanagashi, meaning this year the curse of Oyashiro-sama had once again. The death of Jiro Tomatake is still confidential. You can understand why that is, right? I want to understand why. Please tell me. Tell me what happened. It was rather peculiar. It might be a little too graphic for someone born and raised in Hinamizawa. It was a roundabout way of saying it, but it caused me to doubt whether or not I wanted to hear the rest. I would only regret forcing myself to learn something I shouldn't. Or at least that's how I figured I would feel if I listened to the rest. One of our patrol cars discovered the body on the way back from security detail at the festival. It was late, about 5 till midnight. Location was, where the road into town becomes paved, right? Down past the slope, on the shoulder around there. There are a few streetlights on that road. Its pitch-black darkness was only broken by the lights of passing cars and the moon. It was a stroke of luck that Tomatake-san was spotted collapsed on the shoulder on the road. Tomatake-san was face down, covered in blood. Blood and muck covered the asphalt. We thought it was a hit and run at first. When the officers checked to see if he was still alive, we quickly noticed something abnormal. His throat had been ripped open.
Ooh.
From a knife or something? No! Nails. Nails? Isn't fingernails? You mean his neck was clawed through? From the coroner's report, it was revealed that it was his own nails. What does that mean? Basically, it means it wasn't a murder. It was suicide. Tomatake-san, whatever was going through his mind, tore open his own throat. As hard as he could with his own nails. Tore through the skin until he started to bleed. And even then, Tomatake-san didn't stop. He continued clawing, with enough intensity that it could have peeled off his nails. Still clawing. Still clawing. Then, as his nails reached those vital arteries that you should never damage, he continued clawing. Splurt! Blood splattered on the ground around him. As he bled, while gasping for breath, he collapsed. His body spasmed, and he died in agony. We thought the drugs were to blame, but nothing of that nature was detected. But this, it was a suicide? I'd never heard of such a thing. This unnatural way of dying. If this wasn't a mysterious death, then what was? The way he died. In these 5 years, his death most resembled that of a curse. As if to show both myself and Tomatake-san, who proclaimed there was no such thing as a curse, that we were wrong. Dead wrong. There were a few more suspicious details. From his body chemistry, perspiration, epilation, and so on, we concluded that he was in a state of hysteria right before his death. That was a given. It's hard to believe someone could be in a sound state of mind while clawing out their throat. Wounds on his hand matched a discarded piece of lumber found nearby. There were traces of where he struck trees and the guardrail with it. Tomatake-san's blood was found all over the place, meaning that while tearing at his throat, he was swinging around a piece of lumber. There were external injuries, which were not self-inflicted, discovered on Tomatake-san. There's a high probability Tomatake-san was assaulted. External injuries suggest there may have been multiple suspects. To summarize, Tomatake-san was surrounded and attacked. While wandering the night roads in a state of panic after being cornered, he picked up a piece of lumber and tried to fight back. Somewhere in there, he began madly tearing at his own throat, clawing at it. Then, he died. The presumed time of death was between 9 p.m. and 11 p.m., meaning it occurred right after you finished talking to Tomitake-san at the festival. Everyone signed Tomitake-san's shirt, then parted ways. Right after that? Oh yeah, he should have been with a woman. What about her? She's missing. She hasn't shown up to work, and she hasn't returned home, either. There's a very high probability that she was involved in this incident. For a while, I could only gaze off into space. I never would have thought that something unfortunate happening to somebody close to me could affect me this deeply. The time I had spent with Tomitake-san was short, but we went to the same festival, spent time together, and took part in the same competition. He was one of us. We've been continuing the investigation on various fronts, but when it comes to Ayashiro-sama's curse, the villagers here aren't very cooperative. That I knew well. I would have been none the wiser if not for Tomitake-san, the outsider, telling me. So that's why you came to me? Because I'm not originally from Hinamizawa? I should have been angry that that was the reason you wanted to hear what happened to me. If things go the way they have been, then the conclusion would be that Jiro Tomitake died from Yoshiro-sama's curse. He turned away from me and gazed off into the distance. The night of the Wada Nagashi, during the sacred ritual, he callously snapped off photos, angering Oyashiro-sama. That's how it's going to turn out. There's no way Oyashiro-sama would inflict divine punishment on Tomitake-san. Tomitake-san had to have been killed by humans, and a cowardly group, no less. There's no way I'm going to let this end up being the fault of some curse. I think so as well. There's no such thing as divine punishment or curses. The tense mood was cut with the man's hearty laugh. That's how this must be, my Bara-san. Cooperation from individuals in Hinamizawa who don't believe in the curse is indispensable. Understand? Now that Tomitake-san nor I believed in curses. But with the way things were going, it would just end up with Tomitake-san's death marking the 5th year. Which would mean that Hinamizawa had rejected Tomitake-san. That was something I couldn't allow. Tomitake-san was one of us. He didn't live in Hinamizawa, but he came here every single year. In a sense, he was more of a resident than I was. There was no way that Tomitake-san could have been cursed by Yorishiro-sama. But there's nothing I can do to help. I have no idea what happened that night either. No, if you see or hear something that draws your attention, then that is enough. If I see or hear something, he was talking the future tense. Things or people or rumors, anything is fine. I don't care if they're unfounded. Here, this is my number. If I'm not there, just leave a message with whoever picks it up. He handed me a piece of paper with his number on it, but I hesitated for a second. If I took it, then whether I wanted to or not, I'd be mired knee-deep in this matter. Please help me solve these questions surrounding Tomitake-san's unfortunate death. That's right. Why was I hesitating? I needed to find the murderer who killed my friend. I snatched up the piece of paper as a satisfied grin spread across my face. Everything we spoke about today is a secret. Please keep this confidential. Understood. From your friends as well. Especially from Sonozaki-san and Furude-san. Please do not inform them. Sonozaki?
No shit.
What? Huh? You alright?
No, I'm good. I was just popcorn bowl, just moving it to the coffee table. I'm good. They can't. No shit.
Sonozaki? You mean Mion? Why? Are you saying they have something to do with the incident? With my friends' names brought up so abruptly and being told to keep it a secret from them, I became rather angry. This is what they call investigative privilege, I suppose. Don't play games with me. Mion is a close friend of mine. I snapped at him, but he didn't seem to especially be offended. I wouldn't mind telling you, but it may just upset you. Say it. He hesitated a little. Turning his gaze to the outside of the car, he began to speaking after thinking for a bit. There's a possibility that the string of incidents happening here in Hinamizawa are a result of a village conspiracy. There's no way that could be right. Give me a break. First of all, is there any proof of that? No evidence. Also, each of the cases were resolved and none of the perpetrators had any direct connection to the village. And how did you come to that conclusion? Every year, the enemies of the village die on the day of the Wada Nagashi. Don't you think that's enough reason to suspect something? Only the residents of Hinamizawa felt that the day of the Wanagashi was sacred. So basically, because the incidents happened on that day, it was somehow related to Hinamizawa? First it was the damn construction foreman. Then it was a villager that supported it. Those the village hold a grudge against die one after the other for mysterious causes. The means are different, but the results are the same. Unfounded, unreasonable suspicion. But it couldn't just be shrugged off. So, the victims after that. What about the Shinto priest and his wife's death? They weren't enemies of the village. The villagers had expected leadership from the Shinto priest at the time of the dam dispute, but he wasn't proactive, so there was a faction of villagers who harbored ill will towards him as a result. Ill will? It's not like he did anything bad to the village. What about the housewife after that? Did she just die because she was the wife of the brother of a supporter? That's such a trivial reason to kill someone. And what about Tomitake-san? He's not affiliated with the dam project at all. He was killed just because he was an outsider? In the beginning, it fell on those related to the dam project, but as the years went on, the enemy threshold of the victims had become much, much lower. Well, that's the scary part. The bar keeps getting lower. What's scary about that? It means it's not just enemies of the village anymore. Just being an outsider could be reason enough. Then you're saying next year's victim will be picked out of the village outsider pool? It might be a person that just moved here. What do you mean by... I swallowed my words. Here in Hinamizawa, the ones who we consider the most outside would be my family. I was proof enough of that, wasn't I? I still couldn't really remember the names of the people I passed by. Then, the next victims, my family. Was he saying it was going to be me? But what does that have to do with Mion? I can't go into details, but the Sonozaki family led the dam protests. Quite fervently so. This is also true of Mion Sonozaki-san herself. She has quite a few misdemeanors and obstructions of public worker offenses on her record because of the protests. I know Mion had fought. This is the first I've heard of her family leading the protests, though. Then, well, what did it all mean? Are you saying that Mion's family is involved with this string of incidents? I wouldn't go that far. I'm just saying that if it was a conspiracy, then they'd have the highest probability of being behind it. Not a very clear explanation. I felt like he magnificently avoided the details I really wanted to know. We don't know who or how involved anyone is right now. That is exactly why I don't want you to say anything to the villagers. Instead of answering, I gave a very bitter expression. It seemed that he understood it well enough. Then think of it like this. I don't want to worry the villagers who blindly believe it's the curse. How about that? What do you mean, how about that? How should I know? But the reasoning behind wanting me not carelessly open my mouth about it wasn't too hard to comprehend. The perpetrator was here. It had nothing to do with the curse. He was definitely going to be caught by the police and made to pay for his crimes. And none of the villagers should have anything to do with that process. It may cause those sentences about the curse to just worry needlessly. Just like everyone kept it from me, so I wouldn't worry about it. Is it now my turn to keep it from them so they don't have to worry? I was just talking to myself. Unlike me, everyone else had been worrying over these mysterious incidents yearly. And the incident this time probably means a lot more to them. I didn't want to burden them anymore. In the end, everything went as the man had wanted, as insipid as it was. But it couldn't be helped. I understand. I'll keep it to myself. Is that fine, Mr. Oishi, from the Okonomiya police station? You can call me Kurt-chan if you want. No, Oishi-san is fine. The way he said it was unpleasant, yet retained hints of politeness. He was a spitting image of a vulgar police officer. No, I've never seen one this bulky before in the cop shows I watch. I've taken up too much time. Your friends are waiting, aren't they? I should probably let you get back to them. The door opened with a click and in streamed the oppressive heat. It was blistering outside the car. Was it really this hot of a day? It was an almost cruel heat as opposed to the mechanical coolness inside the car. It was as if the land of Hinamizawa itself suddenly hated me. I felt a little sad as that thought crossed my mind. I didn't mean to suspect your friends. Please don't misunderstand that. I refrained from telling him that it was too late to say something that self-serving. It's fine if you don't see or hear anything, Maibara-san. It would help to prove that the village was not involved after all. I'll contact you if I hear or see anything. But I'm no detective. Please don't expect too much from me. Oh, I won't. You don't have to become a detective. Just go on living as you have up until now. Just let me know if you notice anything. I hastily made my way back to the school building after giving him a quick bow. See you later. Farewell, Meibara-kun. I returned to the school building without looking back. I don't know how much time had passed. I did feel bad for keeping them waiting, but right now there was a lot on my mind. Tomitake-san's death was hard enough as it was, but to think that there was the possibility of a village conspiracy? Worse still, there was also a chance that Mion was involved? Nonsense. Impossible. Not Mion, Reina, Satoko, or Rika-chan. It was a group that attacked Tomitake-san? Who could the perpetrators be? Could it be they were hiding here, somewhere in Hinamazawa? I didn't know. All I could say for certain was that I knew that Mion couldn't be the perpetrator.
Here we go.
It's Michan,
What?
the perpetrator.
Oh my god.
Huh? I was startled to hear Rina's voice.
With the rope in the lounge. Ha 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 ha! Nope. No.
Rina clutched her head while flailing about. Looks like you've just self-destructed over here. Wow.
Keiichi, you're quite late. As you may well know, I'm seething with anger.
Yeah.
You definitely look it.
Yeah, well, what else is new? Sorry about that. I was called into the staff room, you see.
You were reprimanded for bad behavior? That's a shame.
Well, it's been pretty heated over here. Since it's getting pretty late, let's make the next game the last one.
If I remember right, I had 0 points. Isn't it pretty much decided that I'm going to finish in last place?
Don't worry, Keiichi. I'm at -1 point.
The heck?
How the heck she do that?
Oh, you lose a point if you guessed wrong, so she guessed wrong.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's fair.
Heck, her score is lower than mine, and I wasn't even playing.
This is the final match to decide if the penalty is going to be carried out by Rena all alone or by both Kei-chan and Rena.
Yeah, right. Just let Reina do the penalty by herself.
We made a promise, Keiichi, that we would both win. I waited all this time, you know. You know.
Erk. I'm sorry about that.
Whoops.
Oopsie doodle. I followed my initial plan of showing Reina my cards, but I didn't say who was the criminal and just waited for her to call. Aha! She looks so determined!
Oh my god! Go, Rena.
I got it.
Let's see. I'll be honest, I like her original expression the most. Looks like she's good. I'll say this about the rest. I'll say this about the original art. The body shapes are kind of wonky, but he is very good at faces.
Yeah.
He's very good at faces. I'll give him that.
It's great.
The murderer is me. With the poison at the entrance. Is it? Is it?
My, Rena. Quite a quick answer. Another stab in the dark. Oh.
Ren is correct. Oh! Then it's decided that Keiichi shall take part in the penalty as well. Hooray! Keiichi, let's both do our best.
Yeah, let's do our best. Haha. It's my fault, so I have no choice.
Then that's game. It's me, Mio, and Sonozaki ranked first. In dead last are Keiichi Maebara and Rena Ryugu.
Everyone applauded and the game ended. The problem now was the penalty.
Now then, I ranked first, so I'll decide what you'll be buying for the gopher penalty.
she make us buy, I wonder? I wonder.
Probably something embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
Let's blacklist the drugstore. That was your aim, wasn't it?
Huh? I don't have any business at the drugstore. This old man's already got a list prepared for you on this piece of paper.
Whoa, there's a lot written here.
A lot? Damn it! What is she making? What is she making us buy? 2 blocks of tofu, shampoo and conditioner, apple vinegar and fried tofu. The heck is
Oh
this?
my god, it's her grocery list.
It is.
It looks more like a shopping list than a penalty.
Even Satoko is unimpressed.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Satoko not amused.
Me was certain she was going to win today.
Rule 7 of our society. You cannot refuse any penalty. Here's some money. The shampoo I usually get is Fruit Fable. Thanks.
This is just your grocery list! I promised myself that if I won next time, I'd make her go buy hemorrhoid cream.
Oh, man. Well. His music's always entertaining because of hijinks and shenanigans.
Alright.
Oh, there are some new tips. Okay.
Alright.
What we got?
Alright. Looks like we're reading the detective's notebook from the looks of the art.
Looks like it.
Hypervolemic shock induced by clawing out their own throat. Tissue is packed under the nails, not someone else's nails. It's undoubtedly by the individual's own nails. The shape of the scars also matches. Yeah, I know the immediate cause of death was suicide. I get it. You're saying the cause of death is unnatural, right? It's not quite on the same level as when your back itches and you scratch a little too hard and draw blood, after all. Some of Tomotaki-san's fingernails have been pulled out.
Wait, his fingers were pulled out?
No, his fingernails.
I was about to say, I'm like, hang on. Fingers?
Fingernails actually rip off surprisingly easily. But it really hurts. Under normal circumstances, the pain would prevent you from completely pulling them out. Also, there are a lot of bruises on Tomatake's body. It's clear from the shape of them that he was assaulted first by someone or a group of people. According to the toxicology report, the deceased was in an extreme state of hysteria right before death. And then he fought back and clawed out his own throat because of how hysterical he'd become. Guys attacking him certainly would have been surprised by that. Is it possible that in such an abnormal environment a person could perform acts that a sane individual couldn't possibly imagine? Of course, those are very rare cases. Actually, Oishi-kun, the wood plank the deceased used as a weapon? They only found sand and paint from the guardrail on it. Well, what about cloth fibers or skin? Nothing. The deceased didn't strike the assailants. Or it could be they took the plank he was fighting back with. In that case, they wouldn't have gone out of their way to replace it with another one. They'd take them all. That's true. Tomitake is pretty built and tanned. He's quite athletic. That's right. He's pretty active. I can't imagine what kind of sports he did when he was alive, but I think his physical strength would be on the high side. Meaning he would be difficult to overpower in a brawl.
Rest in peace, Tomatake.
I know, we hardly knew ye and your abs. If a man with such a physique sensed he was in danger and swung the plank around frantically, it was just unthinkable that it wouldn't even nick the perpetrator. And his opponent was unarmed. This guy had a wood plank. You'd think he'd hit them at least once. To surround and take down someone of his physique. I wonder how many people it would take. You dimwit. If anything, that's your specialty. Have you forgotten your bad cop days? If I was to take down this guy, how many would I need? When a group wants to take down big prey, it's fundamental to attack with numbers. I guess about 4. Even if there was a gap in their strength, they'd manage. Then there were quite a few perpetrators. So many drunk and disorderly groups of more than 4 are suspicious. A group of 4 or more. Just, if they had that many, then couldn't they have hidden the body in a less obvious location? Or did he somehow break away from that fatal predicament? Then there was no reason to commit suicide. Moreover, I still can't comprehend the irregular way he died. It's full of mysteries. It's under serious consideration on my end, too. I'll be examining it as thoroughly as possible, but don't get your hopes up. After all, we've never encountered a death like this before. I'm not hoping for much, but I'm looking forward to the results. Oi-san, the chief is calling you. Thanks. See you around. Yeah, best wishes. Oh boy. Alright, search notice.
Ooh. Maybe it's for the missing woman?
Probably. Jiro Tomatake, deceased. Resided in a cheap hotel in Shishiban City. Registered under the name Jiro Tomatake. Pen name. Travels via folding bike. No license. The bicycle was found 300 meters away, abandoned at the side of a forest path. Present on the day of the festival, accompanied by the missing Mio Takano. Was seen around 9 p.m. by police. Location afterwards unknown. Held residence in Imazawa for 1 week each season for the last 5 to 6 years. Freelance photographer specializing in wild birds. Checked with magazine companies. Nothing suspicious in the film located among the articles of the deceased. Wallet was among the articles of the deceased. Mere act of violence? From the contents of his wallet, he spent most of his time around Tokyo and Chiba. Along the Sobu National Railway line? No individual matching the name Jiro Tomatake in the residency records of any of the Tokyo wards. Compare teeth to dental records. Send to Metro Police. Attach a photo. Send to Metro Police. Contact magazines regarding Jiro Tomatake. Mio Takano, missing. Nurse at Irie Clinic. Became close to Tomatake through her passion for wild bird photography. Resides in Okonomiya X District XXX. Single. Witness accompanying a Tomatake on the festival grounds. Currently missing. Abducted? Or maybe a suspect. An important person of interest. Had no motive to kill the deceased. Squabble from jealousy. Need to thoroughly investigate their relationship. Place of work, etc. Need to get information from the police on scene again. I want some cream puffs. 4 jumbo ones. Oishi. I think,
Cream puffs, please. Let's go.
I think that might be extra funny because I might be fucking up the pronunciation of his name, but if I am pronouncing it correct, I believe that is a homonym for how delicious is in Japanese. That's oishi.
Oh, Oishi. Yes, you're right.
So
Oishi.
I might be screwing up his name, so that might just be a coincidence, but if not, that's
Oh my god.
back to the
back to this
fucking
music.
peppy music.
God damn it.
Oh, boy.
Jesus.
Alright. Alright, so
Oh
So that took about an hour. Do you want to start the next chapter or call it a night now?
Whatever you want to do, dude.
Let's play for a little bit longer.
Okay.
See what happens.
All right.
Sleepy.
Whoa, that was a really big yawn, Keiichi. Oh, big yawn.
I'm usually awake once it's time to eat, but doesn't look like I can do it today. I was watching TV until late last night. I'm so tired right now.
Was one of those raunchy TV shows you love so much on last night? Do you watch porn, Keiichi? May I introduce you to Two Girls, One Cup?
Oh.
Deep cut.
Wait.
Unlike you.
Wait a second. Don't imagine things and jump to conclusions.
It's my specialty. Sorry, Andrew just came out. Yes, baby. Are you disappointed in me? Are you sorely disappointed in me?
You have fun, dear.
I don't think he appreciated my joke.
You're full of shit.
So are you. Okay.
So cute when they flirt, isn't it, audience?
It's perfectly normal for boys. Nothing to be ashamed of. We're actually talking about porn. God damn it. Andrew's coming to look at this. We are actually talking about if Keiji watches porn.
I'm sorry.
Those sausage fingers?
Oh, shit.
Did you read this line yet? I can't
I did.
remember.
I just did.
Rika not patting my head only made me feel worse. Could you just let me pass out this lunch break? No, seriously.
My, you think I would just sit here and allow that?
No, but I'm hoping you will. I'll get really angry if you disturb me. Really angry. Yawn. Off to dreamland.
Nap time.
This was just dreadful. Just so sleepy. I slumped my head onto the desk and drifted off into an afternoon nap. It seemed that Satoko had responded, but I pretended not to hear.
Cut it out, Satoko. Keiichi fell asleep. His sleeping face, so cute. Oh, go. You can take him home later. Let him be for now. Let's move over there. It'd be rude to Keiichi if we bothered him now.
Rika-chan really is a good girl.
Let's not wake him up even if the teacher comes back. Oh my god, they're gonna let her get in trouble.
I take that back. The excuse that I didn't sleep much last night was because I was watching TV was a lie. I was in bed at the usual time, but because of the conversation with Oishi-san that afternoon, I didn't get much sleep. Just spending the day like this, it's almost as if the incident with Tomatake-san didn't happen at all. It made me think, was Oishi just trying to deceive me? But it was probably the truth. One thing was certain, I couldn't speak to anyone about it. He wanted my assistance, but I really didn't know anything about it. If I knew I wasn't going to be of any help, I probably wouldn't have listened in the first place. It ended up with me, again, regretting learning something I didn't need to know. If I had never learned about it, I would, without a doubt, be goofing off with the rest of them right now. I couldn't help but resent Oishi-san for this.
Huh? When was that? I heard he wasn't there the next day. It appears he vanished the night of the Watanagashi.
Mion whispered to keep others from listening, but I could hear it clearly. On the other hand, Reina's voice was even harder to pick up, but I could still tell that she was quite upset. It couldn't be. Are they talking about Tomatake-san?
Itake? Not sure. That's all I know.
I would have to feign ignorance about this topic because I needed to keep it a secret. Rather than waking up and being forced to lie to join the conversation, it was much easier to just sit there and pretend I was asleep to listen in on their discussion. Wait, why do I have to pretend to be asleep while eavesdropping on my friend's conversation? The guilt stung.
So, and me, there are others, right? 2? But they don't know if it's from the curse or if this was an onikakushi. Onikakushi.
Onikakushi? To be hidden away by a demon? What a mysterious phrase. I did, however, get the feeling it meant nothing good.
Well, there was another, right? Right? If it's Yashiro-sama's... Yeah. But, this year, at all? Grandma and the mayor had talked about it. Seems they talked to the police about it beforehand. They said they'd take care of whatever happens this year without causing a commotion. Then, without us knowing it, someone had... them... You mean... Abi. Next could... me. I wonder. Don't worry. You got home safely. But... is... not allowed, right?
That was
a long time ago. Let's stop talking about this.
Amidst the uncomfortable mood, both of them went silent. The entirety of the conversation was still a bit unclear, but a few parts caught my attention. First of all, the term onikakushi. to be demoned away. By the context it was used in, I would guess it's similar to being spirited away. I suspect that was what it meant, because Tamatake-san and that woman, it really bugged me that I didn't know her name, vanished after the Wada Nagashi. The next thing that stuck out was when Reina said, "There's another one, right?" Mion also said, "If it's Oyashiro-sama's," yeah, responding to something. "If it's Oyashiro-sama's curse, then there had to be 2 victims. Is that what she meant?" Come to think of it, I remember Mion saying at the beginning that they didn't know if it was a curse or if it was a case of Onikakushi. It seemed that the curse and being demoned away are different things, and they were phenomena that were paired together. I recalled Tamatake-san's terrible end. That wasn't something as elegant as disappearing. That horrendous end could best be described as cursed. Then the woman with him, it means she vanished because she was demoned away? What I did know is that there's normally an even number of victims of the curse proper. And the last point that bothered me was Reina. Reina was frightened. For what reason, I didn't know. However, she knew this thing had made her a potential target for Oyashiro-sama's curse. If I recall correctly, Oyashiro-sama should be the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. Isn't a guardian deity supposed to defend the citizens and drive out invaders? If I recall correctly, yesterday, Oishi-san said that originally the targets were enemies of the village, but recently there was no longer any distinction between them or regular outsiders. But if that was the case, then I would think that I'd be the more likely target, having moved here more recently than Reina. From her composure, I could infer that she was grimly certain that she would be next. I should probably relay what I heard just now to Oishi-san. Informing the police of what I heard by eavesdropping my friends while pretending to be asleep. It made me feel terrible. I raised a few questions and left me with a bad taste in my mouth. Would it be better not to seek the answers to those questions? As I continued to learn more and more, I felt like I had fallen past the point of no return. I would definitely regret this one day. I would definitely regret ever having learned of these events.
And now a mood change. Jesus.
It's like when the true crime podcast goes into the ad read.
Whoop. Yeah, pretty much.
The teacher approaches. Keiichi! You must awaken!
Hijinks ensue. Yep, pretty
In the
much.
distance, I could hear the ringing of the handbell signaling the start of afternoon classes. Yeah, I couldn't sleep at all. I hastily opened my eyes and raised my head up. It was in that moment when I leaned against the back of my seat. Oh! There was a thumbtack stuck onto the back of my chair with tape.
Ooh.
Circumstantial evidence was enough. Satoko! Guilty without trial. Capital punishment. I furiously jumped up from my seat. And I tripped as my feet were tangled up. My shoelaces had been tied together. Not bad, Satoko. While I was sleeping, you were able to conceal your presence to pull off this fine piece of work. It sure came in right as I was about to pull off my shoes and tackle Satoko.
Oh! Did you not notice that our teacher has arrived, Keiichi? Take your seat.
Clomp clomp, wish whiff. Not caring one bit, I made her eat a flick to the forehead.
Keiichi's being mean.
Hey, don't pick on the younger kids, Mayabata. Apologize to her.
I saw Satoko stick her tongue out at me. That little brat.
Come on, Mayabata.
Yeah, I apologize. Let's see. She looks
Oh my
weird.
God.
She looks, yeah.
It's very weird.
Yep. Yeah, I'll apologize. Sorry, Satoko-san. In any case, I apologize, even if it was in a completely insincere tone of voice. Damn her, I'll remember this!
Kei-chan, get your revenge at the club meeting. Take your seat, take your seat.
Sat down after Mion told me to. She'd switched to class representative mode.
Beanie, 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 beanie. Oh, no games today?
I don't know, maybe the games are outside. Oh, there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Alright, so it says 9:15 on my clock. You want to pause for now and we'll have game shenanigans next week?
Sure. Yeah, more than likely game shenanigans. Let's be real.
Absolutely.
It's gonna happen
It's
again.
gonna happen. There's gonna be game shenanigans. They're gonna be bad.
Padding, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
It's not
Okay.
it's not padding. It's setting the mise en scene. It's what are you talking about? Tomataki-san's dead.
Nobody's dead yet.
And his
Tomataki's dead.
and his girlfriend's been magicked away by to who knows where.
She's been spirited away. There are people dead now, Andrew.
Yes. Besides, it's not filler. It's helping set the mood to help contrast the horrific events that are to follow.
Now my brain as I stare at his in all caps, nobody's dead yet. My brain just goes, I'm not dead yet. It's just a flesh wound.
I feel happy.
So happy. I need to watch Holy Grails again sometime. Jesus Christ.
Don't we all?
Oh, Lord.
Don't you start with this. Please, Andrew, aren't there enough people on the internet who believe that sincerely that we don't need to invoke it ironically?
Oh my God.
Oh,
I'm happy.
oh yes.
Oh.
I want to tie these people to a chair and force them to watch a Andrea Tarkovsky movie. We'll see what they think about filler then. Oh,
Oh man.
it's 3 hours of three men walking through a field. It's one of the best movies ever made. You're gonna enjoy it, or else.
Listen, there is something similar to that, and it's called Waiting for Godot. It's not a movie, it's a play, but it's effectively the same thing.
Is it 3 hours though? I don't know how long it takes to perform Waiting for Godot. I don't have a very good sense of how long it actually
It
is.
depends. It's a 2-act play, so
Yeah.
I would say 2.5 maybe.
That's pretty good, especially for live theater where you have to go sit there and watch people perform it. So that'll work. That'll work. God,
Yeah.
can you imagine these fuckers trying to read a Samuel Beckett play? It would drive them insane.
Oh my God, they would go nuts.
Jesus, just clawing they'd be clawing their own throat out after an hour.
Listen, I enjoyed Waiting for Godot. So.
Oh no, Beckett's great. I just think these people don't know what they're talking about. It's very sad.
I imagine some of these people don't even know what the hell we're referring to, but it's fine.
Well-
Go read Waiting for Godot. It's fun.
Indeed. Well, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
You all have a good rest of your Tuesday. You have a good week.
Yes.
We'll see you.
I believe there's Jackson will be streaming tomorrow night. More Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valencia at 7. And then we may have an episode this Friday coming out. I think it depends on the editing right now. But I know that's currently in your hands, Amon.
Is it this Friday or next Friday? I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't know. Oh well, we'll find out.
We'll figure it out.
Who knows? Who do we want to go raid today?
Who we got?
We got Lee and Lee playing Apex Legends. We got Sayu playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist. Strange Box, I believe that's Kieran Strange's VTuber. They are playing Jackbox Party Pack. And Allegra Clark, who's playing Dragon Age 2.
All right. Dragon Age is supposed to be fun. Let's go with that.
All right, we'll go say hi to Allegra.
Alrighty.
Say hi to Allegra then. All right, guys. Go say hi to Allegra. Thanks. Have a good night, everybody.
You have fun.
Have fun. Good night. We will see you next week, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Boy.
Okay, the raid is successful.
Alright.